What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the RAS Project. Real stories from real humans. This is where we debunk the bullshit and fluff and talk about 100% proven tactics and strategies to help you grow your life and business. My name is Temelkov. I've got one favor to ask. Did you find value in this episode? If so, tell others about the RAS Project. Have them subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pandora, or anywhere else you listen or watch podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube as well, where you can watch this video episode of the RAS Project. You got questions? I got answers. You want to tackle something specific? Send me an email to ivan@razorsharpdigital.com. Learning to trust yourself as an entrepreneur is probably one of the most key components you must learn and master if you want to succeed. Trusting yourself, though, defines how you see things in your entrepreneurial journey. Trusting yourself helps guide you on what's right and wrong and what you believe in. Your insecurities will drive you crazy and straight to failure. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in just a second. This is why statistically an astronomical 99% of entrepreneurs and small businesses fail in the first 4 years of operation due to insecurities. So how do you learn to trust yourself? All right, you better bring it in. Listening closely. Confidence. That is how you learn to trust yourself. Confidence. Be confident in yourself. Be confident that you're making the right choice based on your goals and dreams. And I want to share a story with you guys. I've shared it before, but for those of you that haven't heard it, and it has to do with the fact that I was bullied all through high school. So I had a lot of self-esteem problems, a lot of confidence problems, a lot of trust problems. I didn't trust myself. And, that was something that haunted me for 4 years of my high school tenure. It was a very dark time in my life, and I felt lost. I felt worthless. There were all sorts of things that were going through my head, and it literally took a long time, probably close to a decade, for me to actually figure out psychologically what was it that was actually wrong. Why did I not trust myself? Why was insecure? Why did I have a low self-esteem? Why I didn't have confidence? Which confidence would have led up to trusting myself more, but I didn't trust myself because of all these things. So I spent a decade literally delving into the depths of my soul and my mind, trying to figure out what was it that went wrong. Now, mind you, bullying is something that's unacceptable, but back in those days, we're talking mid-90s here, back in those days, bullying wasn't really taken into strong consideration in the way that it is now. And I'm here to tell you this, that as a father, you fuck with my kids, you bully my kids, you'll see what's going to happen next. That's as much as I can tell you. But when I was in that age, I really struggled in trusting myself because I was bullied, because I didn't have self-confidence, and my self-esteem was very low. So I literally spent the next decade of my life delving into the depths of my soul and my mind to figure out how to trust myself. And so it literally took little steps of self-improvement, personal development, to realize that, and here's what I want to share with you and why this is important, is that you are worthy, you are capable, you are willing. You have potential. All of us have potential. But the biggest thing is that a lot of people don't know how to trust themselves, especially in entrepreneurship. And this is why, as I mentioned a little bit ago, the statistic is so high for the failure rate in entrepreneurship in the first 4 years of operations. It's because of lack of trust. Now, one big piece of advice that I want to share with you is that you want to surround yourself with other people who trust themselves, other people who have self-confidence, other people who have also failed, whether it was in life or in business, but they were able to discover how to trust themselves through building up their confidence. Because that is what trust is building confidence in yourself in order to be able to pursue the things that you want to pursue in business specifically. You know, a more concrete example that I want to give you is, so those of you that don't know my entire background, I also have 15 years of agency experience, marketing agency side experience. And one of the trends that was occurring when I was in the agency world was the fact that, you know, every time I would bring up a new idea or I would execute on something, I would always get complimented, you know, by most people. People would say, "Oh man, Ivan, that is so innovative. That is so disruptive. You know, we didn't think of that," you know, and I would just kind of shoot it down and say, yeah, I mean, somebody else is doing it. You know, this isn't anything innovative. And that was because I did not trust myself. That's because I was not confident enough in myself to trust myself to know that, yes, I truly am that innovative. I am that disruptive. I do things differently than everybody else. And that's why people are complimenting me. So that's why, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, it took me a decade of my life to build up that trust through confidence, to realize that I have just as much opportunity and potential, if not more, than the person next to me or the next closest person. But that is what a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with, especially in the first 4 years of business. They think that, oh, just because, you know, they have an idea for a product or for a service, that it's not a viable idea because that idea has not been executed upon by anyone else in the marketplace. Well, that is what innovation is. Innovation is something new, kind of like Tesla or SpaceX. I'm sure you listeners and viewers are familiar with those companies, right? So nobody would have thought, you know, that electric cars were going to be, you know, were to become a mainstream thing. Nobody thought that, you know, self-landing rockets that SpaceX, Elon Musk company, would build for NASA and the government. That's because Elon Musk had trust in himself. He was confident enough to know that that was the way forward. And so, and this is where a lot of entrepreneurs stumble, is because they don't get a buy-in on an idea from others, and immediately they think that that's not a viable idea. And so as a result, it creates trust issues internally. And it says, oh no, you wasted your time. You know, that was a stupid idea. No, I'm here to tell you, I'm proof that you need to build your self-confidence in order to trust yourself. And the more you trust yourself, your ability to execute on your ideas in your business will grow and expand to the point where you will become unstoppable. This is why it takes 4 years of failures to build that trust and confidence to where you can execute fearlessly, to where you can iron out all the flaws, all the mistakes, hopefully, that you've made. But at the epicenter of it all, it's about trusting yourself. It's about finding that North Star and following it. That is what this is about. You know, I've been there. I've done that. I know what it feels like. I struggle with it. It's painful, emotionally, physically, financially. It's painful, but you will go through these challenges. And you got to learn how to master these challenges and learn how to trust yourself. How to trust yourself, and specifically when the rest of the world is saying no, you say yes to yourself. There was something that someone said on Instagram recently that really caught my attention, and I want to share with you. And they said, it's simple. You want to succeed in life and in business, just do the complete opposite of what everybody else is doing. And that's about trust. It's about entrusting yourself. It's about having the confidence to do the things that other people aren't going to do. Here's the reality of things. Over 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. A vast majority of those people think that is the only option that they have. They think that is the only job that they're supposed to do for the rest of their life, that they don't have any options. They don't have any alternatives. There a lot of those people, have great ideas, but they don't do anything about those ideas because they choose comfort. They choose, to get a paycheck every 2 weeks only to be broke as soon as they get that paycheck. I don't know about you guys, but that's a fucked up life to live. To live paycheck to paycheck and be broke after every paycheck. That's a terrible way to live. But the reason I'm bringing that up to you is because a lot of those people don't trust themselves. So learning to trust yourself is becoming the 1%, being a part of that 1% club that I've talked about in the past. 1%. Because you are doing what the other 99% are not doing. And so, of course, you're going to be seen as an anomaly. People are going to think that you're strange, that you're fucking crazy. That you're wasting your time. That's what people thought about Elon Musk. That's what people thought about Steve Jobs. That's what people thought about Jeff Bezos. They thought he was crazy. All these people were crazy and wasting their time. But these people learn how to trust themselves in business, in entrepreneurship. They learn to trust themselves so much that they learn also how to diffuse all the noise and bullshit that's in the world and the entrepreneurship community. Which, let's face it, there's a lot of that bullshit in social media specifically. Because I'm here to tell you that entrepreneurship is nothing like what you see on the gram, on the Facebook, on the Twitter, on LinkedIn, or on YouTube. It's nothing like it. It's long hours, it's hard work, it's learning how to trust yourself, how to be confident, and just keep doing, especially when others tell you that you need to stop. When when you become so confident and so entrusting in yourself, that's when you've reached new heights. And that's the key message that I want to share with you. Learn how to trust yourself. You have every opportunity at hand. In fact, you might have more opportunities than the person next to you. You've got potential. You've got skill. If you don't got skill, you can get skill on the internet. Pay $20 for a continuing education course, and I can guarantee you that you're going to learn something. Might not be the master of it, but you're going to learn it. And that's my point. But the biggest thing, psychologically, learn how to trust yourself. You learn how to trust yourself, you become unstoppable. And that's my key message that I want to share with you guys. But before we sign off on this episode, again, if you enjoyed this episode, if you found value in it, please tell others about the RAS Project. They can grab it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pandora, or anywhere else that you listen or watch podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well at youtube.com/Ivan Temelkov. Or you can just search for Ivan Temelkov to watch this video episode of the RAS Project. I want to thank everybody who recently, we've gotten a spike of downloads on the podcast and some ratings also that came in on Apple Podcasts. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to do that. There's a lot of time that goes into the recording of this episode, the preparation of it, the editing, the distribution of it, and it's all for it to help you, to share trials and tribulations, successes and failures that I've had in life and in business, and other guests that come on the show as well to help you thrive and grow in your journey. That's all I got. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.